Good afternoon, traders. Today is September the 13th, 2010, and we had a nice up day today. Dow Jones finished up 81 points, NASDAQ finished up 43 points, and the S&P 500 finished up 12 points. NASDAQ led the way again. Semiconductor stocks spiked. Euro US dollar finished up over 1%. New York Stock Exchange had 2,366 advancers, 691 decliners. NASDAQ had 2,123 advancers, 553 decliners. Wonderful day in the market. Some headline hits we had. Overseas markets climb as bank stocks in Europe bounce after release of Basel III. European Commission raises Eurozone GDP forecast and the Euro spikes. That's what really set this rally off today. We had a huge gap up in the futures this morning. Merger and acquisition activity continues. That's another great thing. Some notable upgrades and downgrades we had today. Nokia got an upgrade from 10 to 13. Forest Oil, symbol FST, got a upgrade from 38 to 40. Ericsson Phone, another phone company, got an upgrade from 10 to 11. ExxonMobil got a downgrade from 70 to 65. Western Digital, this is huge guys, 40 to 27. So a terrible downgrade there. DirecTV got a upgrade from 41 to 49. TRW Automotive, symbol TRW, got a downgrade from 40 to 38. Johnson Controls, symbol JCI, got a downgrade from 36 to 33.50. Lockheed Martin got a downgrade from 86 to 82. First Energy got a downgrade from 43 to 38. And Boeing got a downgrade from 72 to 69. So both Boeing and Lockheed got downgrades today. As for the earnings calendar that we need to look out for tomorrow, we have some key earnings coming in before the bell, starting with Best Buy, which is consumer spending, Cracker Barrel, same thing, and also Kroger. So those should be interesting. I know Best Buy most likely will be in play tomorrow just because they're a bigger company than the rest of them. But the economic calendar for tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, we have retail sales, and then we have retail sales ex auto, and then at 10 a.m. we have business inventories. So we'll have a little bit of volume before pre-market and pre-market tomorrow before the market opens. Alright, gonna jump right in here. Looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average right here. Finished up 81 points today, and the 200-day moving average is at 10,452. We closed above the 200-day moving average today. We peaked our head above this downtrend following from the May high. So our next main level we're running back up to is August high at 10,719. That's if this rally continues and this 200 holds as support. On the shorter time frame, this is the 1 hour chart. We're still holding above the 50 moving average, which we're bullish because, and we have a main pivot level right here. It's at 10,510. You have to mark this level on your charts. It's mandatory. It's our main level. Our next level is 10,515. These two levels right here are critical that we hold above it to continue up to 10,068. So we ran up today. We got past these two pivot levels, which I just showed you. Then we came all the way up. We tested our R3 at 10,568. If we break back above this today, as you can see, the bears pulled it back once we got to this pivot today. If we could get back above it, presume up, we're about to bust out of this main downtrend that we have, and then we're headed back up to 10,659. However, if we pull back tomorrow, look for this 10,423 to be our major support level. That's if we get past these two support levels, and our 50 will be up at this direction too, and also we have support at that declining trend line. We're now looking at the S&P 500 index, and today we closed above our 200-day moving average. Our 200 days at 1115, closed above that. Now we're chasing our August high, which was 1129.24. I already marked it here for you guys, so you can go ahead and write this, mark this price level on your charts. We still have this ascending trend line. We have a 10 that's turned up, a 21, a 50, and the 100. We closed over that, but it's starting to curve around here. So still bullish on the market. Looking at a smaller time frame, the 60-minute chart, we have a ascending trend line right here that dates all the way back from 2 weeks ago on Wednesday. We broke out of this critical downtrend along with this one over this past week. Today we broke above this 1116 level, the 1115s to 200. As long as we hold above this 1116.57, which is our pivot, look for a move back up through 1123, which was our resistance today that we tested, and look for a move back to 1136. However, if we slip below 1116, look for this 1110.27, which is Thursday's high, to come into some support, and then our next level being 1105.81. That's our S2, 1105.81. Looking at the NASDAQ here, we closed at 2,285 today. The 200-day moving average is at 2,273, which we closed above it today. We're close to our August high, which is 2,307. Very bullish, guys. All moving averages are turned up. We're above this ascending trend line on a shorter time frame dating back from 2 Wednesdays ago. We have an ascending trend line, which I'm going to draw right here. We have an inclining ascending 50. We closed above a major resistance level today at 2,279. You mark this on your charts for tomorrow. If we hold above this, get a small pullback, bounce off the 2,279, look for a move back up to 2,306, which would be around August high. So if we get some boost in buying tomorrow, this level is very realistic. However, if we slip below this 2,279, look for a move back down here to S1 being 2,260 and S2 being 2,249. And when I'm talking about a pullback, that's only everything that we get right now. Any kind of pullback is a buying opportunity. Until we have conviction that the bears are in here, I won't steer you guys wrong. It will just be a consolidation, more and more buying coming through. Looking at the US dollar futures right here, /DX. Today we had a sell-off because the market went up. We tested 2 weeks ago on Friday's lows, which was at 82.05, or I'm sorry, 82.01.5, and we held that as support. There was a little buying that came through. If the market goes up tomorrow, use this low that we put in today as your support for your S1, and your S2 is going to be at 81.79. Looking at crude oil right here on a daily chart, we ran up today. We put a high in at 78.04, and our 200-day moving average is at 77.50. So we closed below the 200-day moving average today, but we have an ascending trend line. Our 10, 21, and our 50-day moving averages are all turned up. Now, switching to our 1 hour chart, I'm really excited about showing you guys this. we have this inclining trend line that I've been telling you guys about for the past week. We have this 75.13 level right here that I've been calling. I told you guys we tested it 1, 2, 3, 4 times last week, and then when we finally broke it here, and they sold it back down, I gave you guys an update on Thursday. I said if we get back over the 75.13, you're going to see buying up to the 77.87 level, which happened. Everything I said came true. Keep watching these videos, replay them just to confirm my calls. Right now we have an inclining 50 period moving average. This uptrend is still intact. We bumped against this 78.04 where some sellers came in. That's probably all the people that got long during this rally here. So next level, if we break over 77.87 tomorrow, look for a pullback and then presume up to 79.35 and then 79.50. That's our two resistance levels. If we fall back, look for 73.99 to show some support, being that that's the 50 period moving average, and then look down to 75.25 and then of course 75.13 as more support levels. As for gold futures, 1266 was the high we put back in the end of July or end of June, early July. We ran up, we hit 1264 here in September, and now we're starting to pull back. Our 10 is still in an uptrend, but we tested some support at our 21 period moving average today, and it looks like that we could get a little more selling. Some levels you should watch is we have our uptrend and it stalls out around 1240 here. If we break this 1240 level tomorrow, 1240 is our S1 tomorrow. S2 will be 1236. And then we can make another level for 1225, and this could play out pretty quick if we break this trend line here. However, if we get back above our resistance, which is at 1250, we could probably get a bounce and start headed back towards our highs again. So tomorrow is going to be a do or die situation for gold futures. As for the VIX futures, we slipped through 1 year lows today. We hit a low of 1752. Things just keep getting worse for the VIX as we speak. Usually when they're terrible, that's when you could look for a pop. I'm not calling any bullish activity though on this until I get some confirmation. I do not trade the VIX, but for those people who do, I'm going to give you guys some pivot levels. Watch out. I'm just going to give you support levels right here. Watch out for 1782. Watch out for 1766. And then 1682. Those are your three support levels. Resistance levels. If we hold above this 1766 level, then look for a move back up to 1810. If we could get over and hold this 1810, 1894 could be in the cards and start making higher lows. That's what we're going to look at for the VIX, for the bulls to confirm. For the bears, just keep watching this go lower and keep taking out these support levels. As for the Riffin Index, we hit a high today of 785.65. Our 200-day moving average is 788.32. So if we have a pop in the market, looks like we could break the 200-day moving average tomorrow and get back above August high, which is at 796.57. Looking at the SOX on the daily chart here, previous high we had in September, which was 390, which is critical to break. But I want to show you this on a smaller time frame, only because I've been watching this one like a hawk. I told you guys that if we got over this 323 and held, then look for 325 to be our next line of resistance. Of course, you already know that some levels are going to come into play up to before we get to this 335 level, but we made a successful higher low right here around this 312.50 level. Now we have an inclining trend line. We could use this as our lower low, and now we could start making higher highs. Okay, I'm about out of time here today, guys. Have a great day trading tomorrow, and I'll give you the updates.